What are we doing for retirement? Do we have our ducks in a row? Let's talk about it. I think this conversation couldn't have come at a better time. We are in a climate right now where we are currently going through a shutdown. The federal government is shut down. And as a Black woman, I feel like I mentioned it before another conversation that we had. It was like, I feel like we being plucked, poked, pride, and everything else. And right now, not just Black women, this is for everybody. I think everybody feeling this one. We need to have our finances in order. That's why today's conversation that we're talking about is like money moves every Black woman over 40 should be making. Okay? I'm just gonna put them out there. We're not gonna talk about anything sideways. We're gonna stay on course, okay? Because I wrote some things down here. As you guys know, I am a finance manager. My specialty is in grants. I am a finance grant manager, and I help nonprofits get grants with the government. Okay? That's why I am like, so I can't put it in words how I feel right now about how the government is doing. We have so many people out here who need these services. Yes, all of us may not be able to be at this particular percent of the people in government and the rich and the wealthy. So some people just need, a little helping hand. I'm not talking about the ones who use it and abuse it, the ones who really, really need it. It's a difference. It's a difference. So, in saying all of that, this is a safe place, and I want to welcome you. And we're going to be talking about money. Yeah, I want us to, shame free over here. I don't want to be talking about, oh, at 40, you're supposed to have this by now. You're supposed to have that by now. Because let me tell you something. When life hits, life can hit. And we can have everything saved up. We can have all the money in the world, have our credit this in order. We can have savings over here. We can have investments over here. But if a life event happens, like i.e. what's going on now, and you got to pull from that, that's over. That can change in a heartbeat. So shame free over here, because have I in my time had a 401k that I had to pull from and withdraw and pay a good penalty for it? Absolutely, because I'm not 55. So that's why I say shame free over here, safe place. We're going to have the conversation about money. So in saying all of that, I want us to reframe wealth as freedom and options. And we're going to get into that why. Okay? So let me sit back. I'm all in the camera. I'm talking money right now. I raise up on the money part. I am a very frugal person. I'm very frugal. I don't spend money wild. Do I have a few things? Absolutely. I do. I have a few things, but I have a few things within reason. Just within reason. How can I put this? Majority of my funds, you put them in investments. You invest it, if it's stocks, bonds, assets, real estate, homes. That's where you put your money. I know people may sit and say, oh, I don't want to get a home. A home is too much. A home can save you if you do right by it. A home can be a savings account if you do right by it. I can get into that later, but we ain't gonna go too far. See, my brain is faster than the way I speak. And I got so many things going on. I wasn't supposed to be talking about that right now, but I did, because I had to get that out. But I want you just to understand how wealth can be a freedom for you, and it can be an option for you. And I didn't always know that. I always felt like it was only for a certain group of people to have certain things. Now, the amount that they have, we all may not get that amount, but can we get a piece of the pie? Absolutely. And it's ways to get there. So how can we do a financial reset at 40 plus? Like, how can we really dive in and make sure that we are setting ourselves up for success? And also understand why this decade of our life is a pivotal for security. we have to assure, because we're getting older now, and we don't want to work forever. I know I don't. I don't want to work forever, and I don't want to have to wait to even get to the age of retirement. Because as we're getting older, they're moving the goalposts. The goalpost was what, 60, then 62, now 65, 67, some here 72. I cannot. I look at the people at my job now who are in their late 60s that are still working. Some of them are vibrant. They want to keep going. Some of them are not vibrant. They don't have any savings and they have to sit there. And I sit back and look at, why are you sitting here working 2 more years to get $200 more in a pension or in a Social Security? Meanwhile, you could take them 2 years and you can go ahead and sit out and do something that you really want to do in life. You may have to downsize a little bit, but guess what? We have to just get our ducks in a row. Get our ducks in a row. Common money gaps we can close now. So overspending, subscriptions. I'm not saying we can't have the life that we really want. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, as we're getting older, we have to start thinking about security. I'm all about security and structure. When I get to the age where I'm not working anymore, I know for a fact I probably won't have everything that I have right now. And if I do, hey, kudos to me. I did good. But I do understand that, you have to downsize, because if you're living off of pension, that's a set amount. Social Security, set amount. If you got any 401ks, Roth IRAs, things like that, you can take them all out, or you can get like a monthly payment to yourself until that actually runs out. That's called a fixed income. Even though that we work our jobs and we get our paychecks, that's considered a fixed income, because we're getting the same amount of money every month. So think about it as you're getting older, where you can't even go back into the workforce if you want to. You might be older, don't want to do all of that. You got to really think strategic on how you're going to make it happen. Okay. So I have 5 smart money moves that we can take action right now to make sure that we have our finances and things in order as we're setting up as Black women to retire or just get financially stable or financially secure, things like that. First up, review and clean up your debt. I know a lot of people out here that go and do that cash thing and be putting cash in envelopes. Ain't nothing wrong with having cash. I need to start doing that myself. But let me tell you something. When it's time for you to get a house, they don't give a damn how much money you got in cash. Especially if you just can't buy the house out straight out. And then if you do buy a house straight out, $350,000 to $500,000 house, guess what's coming for you? The IRS gonna come for you. The Feds gonna come for you. They gonna want to know where you get that kind of money from the box straight out like that. You gotta have credit. So, review and clean up your debt. Clean it up. Some things can fall off after, I think, like 8 years, something like that. Look into that. I know when I got my first house, I had to really clean up my credit. I'm not sure if you were like this, but I'm gonna tell on myself. Remember I said safe place, right? When I first got into college, I don't know what it was, but I got so many letters in the mail about, you've been pre-approved for a credit card. And I'm like, how did I get a pre-approved for a credit card? I don't work nowhere. I don't have no income coming in. They want to give it to me. Oh, well, they know I don't have a job. But guess what? I was in college. So I got all these cards. And I had about 6, 7 cards, probably 10. Who the heck knows? I am living my best life. Charge. Swipe, 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 swipe. Having a good time. Next thing you know, I am in pure debt. Don't even care about it, because guess what? I'm in my 20s now. I don't give a damn about them cards. I don't care. And then later on in life, I wound up getting, those cards wound up falling off, things like that. And it was time for me to do things, get an apartment on my own. Now I'm living life. I'm in my late 20s. Credit is jacked. Now I got to go figure this out, how I'm cleaning this up. Clean up my credit. Now, here I am moving down here, trying to get a house. Got to clean up some more because now it's different. Now I'm from out of state. I got to clean up some more. Let me tell you something. Just clean your credit up when you want to get something. I know they say all that cash stuff, but all you can afford is what you have. If you have $100,000 in cash, liquid, that's all you have with no credit. Your credit is screwed. That's all you can afford. And that's all you have. If you have good credit, you can get $500,000, $10,000. You have more to work with. Always remember that. You have more to work with. I'm a firm believer. Spend their money and pay it back before the time so you ain't got to pay interest on it. Keep your money in the bank. Let it grow interest. High yield savings, money markets, stocks and bonds. Invest your money. Use their money. Have your little kitty on the side. Pay it back before the interest hit. You just use somebody else's money to get what you want with no interest. And your money over here growing. Play the game. Play the game. Build an emergency fund. Right now, the climate that we're in, shutdown, military workers getting half of checks, TSA workers, federal workers, state workers on federal contracts getting half a paycheck. People to this day, no shame, live check to check. And we have a government that is sitting here saying, I don't care. We over here playing with Americans' lives. We ain't paying nobody. And if you don't have your emergency fund set up right, and sometimes you can have your emergency fund, but something might happen in your life. And you got to go and tap into it. Now you're thinking you can go ahead and pinch into your regular paycheck to put that back. Boom, we got a federal shutdown. Just like that. Just like that. You sitting back looking like, well, I didn't want to use my money on a federal shutdown. I want to use it maybe on a life event. Maybe somebody got sick. Maybe we got a hospital bill. No, we got to use it to survive because the government done shut down. Crazy, crazy work. Crazy work. So build that emergency fund. How that might look for you. My recommendation is always 6 months to a year if you can do it. At bare minimum, 3 to 6 months. Wiggle around in there somewhere. But if you could do a year, that is even better. Because nowadays, think about it. You got thousands of people, 100,000s of people that don't have a job. Or may not have a job. People gonna be out trying to look for a job. You can have a job to look for a job, and it can take you 6 months to 8 months to find a job. I know for me, even when I was looking for a job, it took 6 months to find a job. That's a long time, and you got a job. So how long do you think it's going to take for a person who don't have a job to get a job? Even longer. Have a security blanket. And then just keep that emergency fund where it needs to be. Next, start or boost, ramp it up a little bit more in like investing and things like that if you are in that space. I'm going to talk a little bit more about investing because I definitely have been dabbling into it. I'm going to get more into the boosting stage because I definitely want to get more into money markets and just invest into the stock market. Just really making my money work for me and living off of those dividends. We talked about that before. Remember we talked about that? Just get those retirement accounts up. We got to. We just have to because I know for me, I want to live a nice, soft retirement life. Very, very soft. Very, very soft. Next up, protect your future. Insurance policies, wills, trust, things like that. Especially if you have children. I know for me, everything, they are beneficiaries on everything. And my goal, I don't think my kids want this house. They like, look, we ain't got time for it. They want condos and stuff like that. I would give them full power to everything. You have everything, have everything lined up. I'll be a horrible wife, because if I was to get married at this big age, which I mean, I don't know what the future holds. I don't see that, but I'm getting a prenup. My kids get it. I worked for all of this. My kids get it all. I know one lady I knew. She said, I said, you're not leaving your kid, you don't have your kids on your life insurance policy and on your house? She said, no, in the state of North Carolina, if you marry, your husband has to be on everything. I said, you tell me you didn't go get you a prenup? You didn't get you a prenup to get all of that safe for your children? I'm not saying that's your husband, yes, but he should understand, if y'all meeting at this old age, what you don't work for, he just don't come in and get it. Call me selfish. My kids get it first. I don't care. I do not care. Prenup, I don't care if I got $1. We gonna get a pre and a post, or else we ain't getting married. Oh boy. And last but not least, align your spending with the life that you want. You know, I'm not, okay, now, I know we all want big and fluffy lives, but this being realistic, you know, having your life structured, you know, as you get older, you're going to need less. You know, you're not taking care of your kids anymore. You don't have all the different responsibilities anymore. You're not traveling to work anymore. So you don't have to worry about, say, more gas money, work clothes. Now you're more so leisurely. Start planning out for that. Last but not least, just the mindset shift. You know, don't be ashamed to have those conversations about money. Don't be afraid of money. Money is nothing to be afraid of. You know, the more you talk about it, the more abundant it comes to you. Talk about it. Okay? Talk about it in a good way, good, healthy way. And celebrate your small wins. Celebrate your small wins, you know, in regards to how you may have saved, how you may have invested. You know, when you see things happening, you see how things can grow. When you plant those seeds, they're going to grow. Especially if you nurture them and you water. What they always say, wherever you water, it will grow. Okay? And I want to leave you with this. It's never too late to secure your future. Never too late. Okay? So, get your book. It's 2 books that I like. I'm going to link them down below. It's Money, Psychology of Money. Oh, and I will teach you, you have to look up my books. The Psychology of Money, and I will teach you how to be rich. Those are my 2 money books that I have. It's one more book that I need to get. And I will have my trio in regards to like foundations of me doing what I need to do and investing in stuff. I'm dibbling and dabbling. I'm doing good so far. I'm really playing safe because I don't want to lose, but I know sometimes you have to lose to gain. But I don't want to lose too hard. But let me know if you have played in the investing game and in the stock market and things like that. I want to know. I want to know. So if you like this conversation, thumbs it up. Subscribe. If you're following and listening on any streaming platforms, go ahead and follow so you can hear the next conversation. And ladies, I'll catch you next conversation.